Yeah, good morning, all. Today we are discussing about optical fiber. So, in this chapter, we will discuss about what is fiber cables and what are applications of fiber cables. In this chapter, we will study about what is the basic principle of fiber cables and what is the structure of fiber cables. Next, classification of fiber cables and what are the losses occur in the fiber cables when we are sending the light signal through it. Okay, so first let uh, let we know about what is fiber cables. So fiber cable is a one transmit or a transmit cable. Okay, we are making with the fiber cables with the dielectric materials as such as glass or plastic medium. So that working principle of optical fiber is a total internal reflection. So when we are passing through the signal, when we are passing through the signal through the fiber cables or any transmit medium, the variation of refractive indexes, the light get completely or totally internal reflection through only single medium. Okay, it get passing through one point to another point by phenomena of total internal reflection. This is the basic principle of optical fiber cable. Okay, so first of all, what are the applications of fiber cables and what are mediums or what materials should be uh, taken for making of fiber cables. Okay, we should take dielectric medium as a fiber cables. Okay, so that dielectric mediums are nothing but act as a insulator without any applying any fields. Okay, so that when we are applying electrical field, it act as a waveguide. Okay, so that optical fiber is a long, thin, transparent dielectric material that it carries electromagnetic waves of optical signal from one point to another point by phenomena of total internal reflection. Okay, so when we are sending the optical signal through the fiber cable, that light signal get a total internal reflection. Okay, by total internal reflection throughout the transmit medium, that electromagnetic signal transmit through the fiber cables. Optical fibers work as a waveguide in optical communication system. Okay, so it that cable act as a waveguide, just helps to transmit light signal from one transmitter to another transmitter. Next, it consists of following first parts. Okay, so first we should knowing about what is the structure of cables. Okay, so that structure of cable have main parts are four types. One is a core and a cladding and a primary coating and a secondary coating. So these are images of structure of optical fiber. Actually, it consists of six parts. Okay, actually it consists of six parts. That first part is core, second part is okay, so first part is the core. This core is the heart of the fiber cable. Then around the core it consists of cladding. Okay, so it is also transmit medium, but small variation of refractive indexes between core medium and cladding medium. Then we are fixing around the cladding medium, that is a silicon coating. Okay, around the silicon coating we are making a buffer jacket, and around that buffer jacket we are arranging strength member, and last coating is outer jacket. Okay, it making with black polyurethane. So first we are knowing about what are the function of this structure. Okay, so first part is core, second part is cladding, third part is silicon coating, second cladding. Okay, next silicon coating, fourth part is buffer jacket, fifth part is strength member, sixth part is outer jacket. Okay, or black polyurethane jacket. Okay, so firstly we should know about complete information of these parts. Okay, so let me discuss about these parts, functions of these parts. Firstly, core. This core is the heart of the cable. Its diameter is approximately 50 micrometers, approximately 50 micrometers, and it made by glass or plastic, and this refractive index is greater than refractive index of cladding. This is the function of core. So when we are sending the light signal through the fiber cable, that total light energy completely transmit through only core medium. That's why we are called as a heart of the fiber cable. Next, cladding. So this cladding is making by glass or plastic, but this refractive index are very small, lesser than core of medium of fiber cable. So you can remember that point. It should be lesser refractive index than the core. That is the condition for the total internal reflection. So for a light total internal reflection in single medium, okay, that medium having greater refractive index than the surrounding medium. Okay, so this cladding also making by glass or plastic, this refractive index is lesser than the cladding. And one more thing is thickness of cladding is approximately 125 to 200 micrometers, approximately 125 to 200 micrometers. Next, silicon coating. Okay, so silicon coating arranged around the cladding medium, it provide protect the cladding and core mediums. And one more function of silicon coating is it's improve the quality of transmission of light. Okay, when we are sending the light signal through the core medium, okay, so any dissonance is occur in the core medium, this silicon coating gives some quality of the light in the fiber cable. And one more fourth part is a buffer jacket. So buffer jacket is completely made with plastic or any insulating medium, and it protects the above parts like core, cladding, and silicon coating. It made with plastic, and it protect the fiber from moisture and abrasion. Okay, moisture and abrasion. Next, fifth part is strength member. Okay, so this strength member fixed around the buffer jacket, it gives strength of fiber cable. Okay, it strength of fiber cable, like as a toughness or tensile strength of the cable. Okay, increasing the toughness and strength, tensile strength of the fiber cable by arranging a strength member around the buffer jacket. Next, the last part is outer jacket. It made with black polyurethane. It gives complete protection of their cable. Any damages, it protect the damages from during hard pulling or bending and stretching and rolling of the fiber cable. Okay, so these completely structure of fiber cable. Okay, so the fiber cable made up of brittle glasses. right? So this is structure of the fiber cable. It is very, very important for making of fiber cable. So next, what is the basic principle of fiber cable, or what is the working principle of fiber cable? So that working principle of fiber cable is total internal reflection. Total internal reflection. So what is mean by total internal reflection? So when we are sending the light signal through the one medium to another medium, okay, that the light does not leakage into another medium. Okay, so that total light get transmit through single medium by phenomena of total internal reflection. That is the phenomena of total internal reflection. So based on that principle, we are making fiber cables. So first let's discuss about how to reflect the light in the single medium. Okay, so this is the daily life observations. Okay, so when we are dip one straw in a water or any transmit medium, okay, we are observed that that straw, it get small bend, okay, small bend in the liquid medium. Okay, so observe here by phenomena of total internal reflection. So here, according to total internal reflection, we are making fiber cables, right? So we are taking one mediums, that mediums having a refractive index n1 and n2, n1 and n2. Okay, next, according to Snell's law, so see here, this is the incident ray. Okay, so this is incident ray from air medium, that refractive index is n1, and that velocity of light in the air medium is v1. Okay, then that light signal transmit from air medium to denser medium. Okay, so that denser medium is n2, and the velocity of light in the denser medium is lesser than velocity of light in the air medium. That's why it gets small bend towards the normal. According to Snell's law, okay, that ratios of incident angle and refractive angle should be constant. Incident angle theta 1 by and sine theta, sine of incident angle and sine of refraction angle ratio should be constant. Okay, so that's why we conclude that according to Snell's law, that refractive indexes, okay, refractive indexes, ratios of refractive index of denser medium to rarer medium is always constant. That is the Snell's law. According to Snell's law, we have to prove that total internal reflection occur in the fiber cable. Okay, so let's discuss what is the total internal reflection in the fiber cable. Okay, so now we are taking one medium, that is a air medium. This refractive index is n1 and velocity is v1, and incident angle theta 1, we are sending one light ray with theta 1 angle. Okay, so from air medium to water medium, it get refracted in the water medium because it has a very lesser velocity than the air medium. It has a lesser velocity than the water medium. Okay, so that's why it get towards the normal. Okay, so that refractive index is theta 1, sorry, refractive index is theta 2, and refractive index is theta 1. Okay, so according to Snell's law, here what is that relation between okay, that relation between refractive index is n1 should be greater than, sorry, n1 should be lesser than n2. N1 should be greater than n2. Here air medium having a greater refractive index than the water. Okay, so we are taking n1 is less than n2. It means the refractive index of air is lesser than refractive index of water. Then according to Snell's law, that sine theta 1, okay, so according to Snell's law, n1 sine theta 1 is equal to n2 sine theta 2. That ratios is n1 by n2 is equal to sine theta 2 by sine theta 1. here we are taking that condition is n1 less than n2. N1 less than n2, this fraction, okay, this fraction should be less than of 1. Okay, less than of 1, because denominator value is greater than numerator, that fraction is lesser than 1, so that ratio of refractive angle and incident angle should be lesser than 1. So finally we got sin theta 2 is lesser than sin theta 1. Okay, sin theta 2 lesser than sin theta 1. So theta 2 is always lesser than theta 1. So that we conclude that when light signal passing from rarer medium to denser medium, rarer to denser medium, it gets slight bend towards the normal, because of theta 2 is, that means refractive index is greater than refractive index of air medium, like a rarer medium. Okay, so that refraction angle is lesser than refraction angle of refraction angle is lesser than angle of incident. Okay, so see here, theta 2 is lesser than theta 1. Theta 2 is the refracting angle and theta 1 is the incident angle. That's why when that light passing from rarer medium to denser medium, okay, air medium to water medium, that light get small bend towards the normal. Okay, so here this condition when that light transmit from air to water, or like rarer to denser medium. Now we are consider if light send from denser medium to rarer medium. Okay, what will happen is there. Okay, so let's discuss about that condition. Okay, so from above expression we conclude that if light transmit from rarer medium to denser medium, refraction light get closer to the normal, okay, towards the normal. Okay, this phenomena when it is occur, when that light transmits from rarer medium to denser medium. Okay, now what will happen when light from denser medium to rarer medium? Okay, so let's discuss about that point. Okay, so we are consider, see here, if that light incident through water and refracted into the air medium. Now refractive index of water is n1 and refractive index of air is n2. Okay, then theta 1 is the incident angle in the water medium and theta 2 is the refraction angle in air medium. So here we are taking that condition as n2 is less than n1, n2 is less than n1. Okay, here n2 is the refractive index of rarer medium, that is air, and n1 is the refractive index of denser medium, that as water. Okay, so according to Snell's law, n2 sin theta 2 is equal to n1 sin theta 1. n2 sin theta 2 is equal to n1 sin theta 1. Okay, we are taking that ratios. That ratios is always constant according to Snell's law. n1 by n2 is equal to sin theta 2 by sin theta 1. See here, n2 is less than n1. Okay, sin n2 is less than n1. So that here in this fraction, that denominator value is lesser than numerator. Okay, so in the fraction value, okay, according to mathematicals, in the fraction denominator value is lesser than numerator value, it get greater than 1. Okay, that resultant value we will get greater than 1, so that fraction of n1 by n2 is greater than 1. Similarly, sin theta 2 by sin theta 1 should be greater than 1. Okay, so now what is the relation between refraction angle and incident angle? So here refraction angle is, see here, refraction angle is theta 2 is greater than incident angle. Okay, so theta 2 is greater than theta 1. This is the relation between refracted angle and incident angle when that light transmit from denser medium to rarer medium. Okay, denser medium to rarer medium. So see here, we can observe in the image. Okay, observe in the image, this theta 2 is greater than theta 1, so that that refractive ray is away from the normal, away from the normal when that light transmit from denser medium to rarer medium. If we are increasing the theta 1 value, if we are increasing the theta 1 value, that means incident angle automatically increase of refracted angle, increase of refracted angle, so that we are consider further, we are increasing the incident angle, so it get refraction angle is also greater than incident angle. Okay, here we are consider this relation in the fiber cable. Okay, so this water as a act as a core medium and air is a cladding medium. Okay, so if we are increasing the incident angle. Okay, so this is the first condition, we are taking n1 is less than n2. Okay, so if we are sending that light signal from rarer medium to denser medium, okay, we could not consider this case. Okay, we are consider n1 is greater than n2. Okay, n1 is greater than n2, so that light signal passing from denser medium to rarer medium. Okay, denser medium to rarer medium, if we are increasing, gradually increasing of incident angle. Okay, gradually increase of incident angle. Okay, gradually increase of incident angle, that refraction angle also increases at a particular angle, at a particular incident angle. This refracted angle is exactly perpendicular to the normal, exactly perpendicular to the normal. All of you see in the middle figure. Okay, middle figure, so this dashes lines represent as a normal. Okay, so at which angle, at which incident angle this refraction angle should be perpendicular to the normal, this incident angle is known as critical angle. This incident angle is known as critical angle. Okay, so at which incident angle that refraction should be 90 degrees. Okay, 90 degrees, that incident angle is known as critical angle. Okay, now see the third figure. Okay, if we are applying incident angle is more than critical angle, if we are applying incident ray more than critical angle, that refraction angle should be more than 90 degrees. Okay, refraction angle should be more than 90 degrees. It represents that light get transmit in the same medium. Okay, now that refracted ray convert into reflection ray into the same medium when that light, incident light should be, incident at the surface is greater than critical angle, greater than critical angle. Okay, so if we are sending light signal from denser medium to rarer medium greater than critical angle, that refraction ray is converted into reflection ray. Okay, so according to this phenomena, we conclude that if we are sending the light signal from denser medium to rarer medium with incident angle should be greater than critical angle, that refractive ray convert into reflection ray. Okay, so see the first case, n1 should be greater than n2 and theta 2 greater than theta 1, it is away from the normal. Okay, so gradually we are increasing that incident angle at a particular incident angle, at a particular incident angle, that refraction should be 90 degrees. Okay, refraction angle should be 90 degrees. Okay, at which refraction angle, at which incident angle that refraction should be equal to 90 degrees, that incident angle is known as critical angle. If we are sending incident angle is greater than critical angle. Okay, so see the relation, theta 1 greater than theta c and theta 2 should be greater than 90 degrees. Okay, theta 2 should be greater than 90 degrees. It means that refraction ray convert into reflection ray into the same medium. Okay, same medium. Okay, so if we are sending that light signal more than critical angle, and one more condition is we are following about refractive indexes. Okay, that light signal passing greater refractive indexes. Okay, passing through the greater refractive indexes medium. Okay, so according to this phenomena, light transmit in the single medium by phenomena of total internal reflection. Okay, see this animation. Okay, so around the water signal, okay, around the water flowing, air consists, okay, that air having lesser refractive index than the water. So when we are sending light signal through the water medium, it follows only water flowing. Because of that refractive index. Refractive index of water is greater than refractive index of air medium. Now this water flow act as a core. Water flow is act as a core medium. Okay, so that light transmit through in the water flowing only. Okay, so this is the total internal reflection. See one more animation. Okay, so we are sending that laser light. Okay, so this laser light completely transmit through the glass medium only. Okay, it does not leakage into air medium because this glass refractive index should be greater than refractive index of air. Okay, air. That's why this laser light, that ray does not leakage into water medium. It get reflected. Okay, reflection in the single medium. This is known as total internal reflection. Okay, by this phenomena we are making of fiber cables. Okay, we are making of fiber cables. Okay, clear? All of you understand this phenomena? It is very important for exam purpose. Okay, next topic is okay, so what are the conditions for obtain total internal reflection? Okay, so that first condition is refractive index of a core should be greater than refractive index of cladding. Okay, that is the first condition. Okay, n1 should be greater than n2. So refractive index of core is greater than refractive index of cladding, or here I wrote one sentence, refractive index of cladding is lesser than core. That is also same. Okay, and one more condition is incident angle. Incident angle should be greater, should be greater than critical angle. Okay, so in these two conditions, that light get transmit in the core medium only. It does not leakage into the cladding medium. This is total internal reflection. Okay, next acceptance angle and acceptance cone and numerical aperture. Okay, so these all are mathematical expressions. Okay, so what is the acceptance angle? Okay, what is the maximum limit? Okay, so we conclude that already in the previous slide. Okay, we conclude that incident angle should be greater than critical angle, but how much? Okay, what is the limit of incident angle? We are calculating in terms of refractive index. Okay, so that is the acceptance angle, and we are define acceptance cone, and as well as we are calculating numerical aperture. So numerical aperture is a light gathering capacity. Okay, so that is the numerical aperture. Okay, we will derive that mathematical expression of this three on next class. Okay, so we will discuss or we are derived this mathematical expression in the next class. Okay. Any doubt? Okay, bye. Shall I close this meeting? Yes.